Some truths arrive late because they'd shatter you too early. Time doesn't erase pain. It teaches you how to carry it quietly. Sometimes your future self sends messages through your present fears. Not every memory is yours. Some are borrowed from the people you love. Every silence between heartbeats holds a story the world will never hear. Some endings feel unfinished because they were never meant to end. Even absence leaves fingerprints on your soul. Sometimes the voice you long to hear most is your own, finally speaking truth. The future is not written. It's whispered in fragments and shadows. Even the strongest souls sometimes break quietly in the dark. Every unanswered question leaves behind an echo that never fades. Sometimes life doesn't give you closure. It gives you chapters instead. The heart never forgets what it once considered home. Even forgotten words linger like ghosts in the corners of memory. Not all lost things want to be found. Some want to remain mysteries. Every scar is a conversation between your body and your survival. Sometimes love doesn't vanish. It just changes its language. Even the past knows how to knock on your door when you least expect it. Your shadow is proof that light still follows you, even in darkness. Some messages arrive late, but they arrive exactly when they should. Even grief can bloom into gratitude when seen through softer eyes. The most haunting words are the ones you never got to say. Every silence has weight. It's what we choose to fill it with that matters. Sometimes the loudest sound is the crack of a breaking heart. Even endings carry seeds of beginnings too small to see at first. Not every goodbye is permanent. Some simply pause the story. Every ache in your chest is a reminder that you dared to love. Sometimes you don't outgrow people. You just grow into someone they can't recognize anymore. Even unspoken love leaves behind echoes that last a lifetime. Your strength is not in how you avoid breaking, but how you rise after shattering. Every day you survive is a story worth telling. Sometimes the memories that hurt most are the ones you treasure most deeply. Even silence between two people is still a form of conversation. Not every path is meant to be walked twice. Every shadow reveals that light still exists somewhere near. Sometimes closure doesn't come with answers, but with acceptance. Even pain has poetry when you listen closely. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They're medals of endurance. Every heartbeat carries the rhythm of someone you've loved. Sometimes it's not people we lose. It's versions of them we'll never see again. Even hope whispers when fear screams the loudest. Not all silence is empty. Some silence is sacred. Every wound shapes the way your soul learns to breathe again. Sometimes forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. Even grief can hold hands with joy if you let it. Not every broken piece needs fixing. Some belong exactly where they fell. Every ending is a beginning in disguise. Sometimes survival feels quiet, but it's the loudest victory of all. Even pain eventually softens into wisdom. Your story is still unfolding. Don't stop at the hard chapters. Every goodbye carves space for something new to enter. Sometimes loneliness is not absence. It's an invitation to meet yourself. Even sorrow shines when it reflects how deeply you've loved. Not all ghosts are frightening. Some are reminders you once mattered deeply. Every scar is a sentence in the language of resilience. Sometimes the answers you seek arrive when you stop searching. Even broken voices can sing the most haunting songs. Your silence is not weakness. It's strength unspoken. Every storm leaves behind clearer skies. Sometimes the greatest healing is learning to love yourself in pieces. Even shadows dance when the light is strong enough. Not every goodbye deserves tears. Some deserve gratitude. Every silence between words carries the weight of meaning. Sometimes endings aren't failures. They're instructions to begin again. Even wounds you can't see shape the way you move through the world. Your worth is unshakable. No rejection can erase it. Every heartbreak teaches the heart a new rhythm. Sometimes pain is proof you are still alive, still capable of feeling. Even shattered glass can reflect light beautifully. Not all scars fade. Some glow as reminders of survival. Every silence tells a story if you know how to listen. Sometimes love arrives late, but it's still love. Even grief is a testament to how deeply you cared. Not every storm is destructive. Some are cleansing. Every goodbye leaves behind a seed of resilience. Sometimes peace comes not with answers, but with surrender. Even shadows cannot dim the fire within you. Your strength is in your softness. Don't hide it. Every moment of silence is a chance to meet yourself again. Sometimes the hardest part of healing is accepting you deserve it. Even endings leave behind echoes that guide the way forward. Not all pain breaks you. Some pain reshapes you. Every scar is a story the world should admire, not hide. Sometimes silence speaks the loudest truths. Even broken dreams can build stronger foundations. Your worth is not defined by the ones who left. Every shadow proves the presence of light. Sometimes survival is the greatest form of resistance. Even grief transforms into love unspoken. Not every silence is loneliness. Some silence is healing. Every goodbye rewrites the map of your soul. Sometimes the hardest goodbyes are the ones that never happened. Even scars shine under moonlight. Not all endings are tragic. Some are sacred openings. Every wound whispers lessons only you can understand. Sometimes love teaches you by leaving. Even shadows stretch toward the light. Your scars are proof that battles end, even if not with victory. Every silence can be music if you listen with your soul. Sometimes the past returns, not to hurt you, but to heal you. Even broken clocks are right twice a day, and so are broken hearts. Not every tear is weakness. Some are strength overflowing. Every ending frees space for something new to arrive. Sometimes grief is the shadow of love. It never leaves because love never does. Even silence between breaths holds eternity. Your worth is older than your pain. Don't forget it. Every scar glows with the fire of survival. Sometimes the answers are hidden in the quiet moments you avoid. Even sorrow is a form of love expressed differently. Not all storms break you. Some reveal who you truly are. Every silence carries echoes of what was lost. Sometimes endings are gentle beginnings disguised in grief. Even broken things can hold beauty beyond measure. Your story is not defined by what you've lost, but by what you've endured. Every goodbye carries a silent blessing. Sometimes pain is the teacher your soul needed most. Even shadows hold hands with the light that created them. Not all scars should be hidden. Some should be celebrated. Every silence is an invitation to listen within. Sometimes grief softens into gratitude with time. Even broken wings can learn to fly again. Your strength is not in avoiding pain, but in surviving it. Every goodbye rewrites your future. Sometimes silence is the only answer worth giving. Even endings carry the fragrance of what was beautiful. Not every broken heart stays broken forever. Every scar is a constellation of resilience. Not every silence is empty. Some are filled with truths too heavy for sound. Sometimes closure isn't an answer, but the peace you make with the lack of one. The past doesn't disappear. It waits patiently for you to be strong enough to revisit it. Every goodbye leaves behind a shadow that follows you into the next chapter. Grief is not a thief of love. It's proof that love existed. Time doesn't heal wounds. It teaches you how to live with them. The loudest screams are the ones that never escape your throat. Sometimes you don't outgrow people. You simply grow beyond where they can reach. Healing is not about forgetting, but about remembering without pain. Some people leave footprints so deep that even time cannot wash them away. The hardest part of moving on is not leaving them behind. It's leaving behind the version of yourself that existed with them. You cannot outrun memories. They travel faster than your steps. Even silence carries weight when filled with unspoken words. Sometimes you only realize someone mattered when their absence echoes louder than their presence ever did. Not every ending is destruction. Some endings are gentle redirections. The soul whispers truths the mind tries to silence. Every scar tells a story the world cannot erase. Love doesn't always vanish. Sometimes it transforms into a softer kind of presence. Loneliness isn't the absence of people. It's the absence of being understood. The hardest battles are fought against yourself in the quiet hours of the night. Even broken mirrors reflect pieces of truth. Sometimes the lesson isn't about holding on. It's about learning when to let go. Peace doesn't come when the storm ends. It comes when you stop fearing the rain. Every unanswered question becomes a stone you carry until you choose to set it down. Healing often looks like breaking again, but this time with purpose. The heart never forgets. It only learns how to beat differently. Even grief has beauty when it's proof of how deeply you loved. Not all ghosts haunt with fear. Some haunt with tenderness. You don't have to heal completely to deserve love. Your brokenness is not a barrier, it's a bridge. Sometimes the right path feels wrong because it demands letting go of comfort. The silence after someone leaves is often louder than their presence ever was. Strength is not about never falling. It's about rising again every time you do. Every ending writes the beginning of something you cannot yet see. Not every wound closes, but even open wounds can teach resilience. Love is not measured by time spent together, but by the depth of what was shared. Sometimes hope doesn't roar. It whispers faintly, waiting for you to listen. Your worth is not tied to who stays. It's tied to the truth that you remain. Even the strongest souls sometimes need to shatter before they shine again. The past may visit, but it doesn't own you anymore. Even silence tells a story if you're brave enough to listen. The ones who leave still teach you how to stay with yourself. Not all battles need to be fought. Some are won by walking away. Every scar you carry is proof that pain didn't defeat you. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is release what's heavy, even if you loved it once. Even in endings, love lingers like smoke after flame. The most painful goodbyes are the ones where words were never spoken. Sometimes the person you miss most is the one you used to be. The heart remembers what the mind tries to bury. Not every silence is loneliness. Sometimes it is healing in disguise. Even shattered pieces can form a beautiful mosaic. Strength is often born in the moments you thought would break you. The past doesn't fade. It transforms into lessons etched into your soul. Some people remain with you even when they're gone, not in body, but in essence. Every goodbye is also an invitation to meet a new version of yourself. Sometimes it's not closure you need, but acceptance that closure may never come. Love is not always meant to last forever. Sometimes it's meant to change you and leave. The most beautiful growth happens after the hardest heartbreak. Even pain can be a teacher if you stop running from it. Your silence today may be the peace you prayed for yesterday. Not all endings are tragedies. Some are blessings in disguise. Every storm teaches you something the sunshine never could. Grief never leaves, but it softens until it becomes a companion instead of a wound. Even shadows are proof that light exists. The heart beats differently after loss. Slower but wiser. Sometimes the healing is not in forgetting, but in remembering without hurting. Not everyone is meant to stay, but everyone you meet leaves something behind. Even silence can roar when it carries the truth. Your worth cannot be measured by the people who failed to see it. Every broken dream leaves behind fragments that build new visions. Sometimes endings hurt most because they come without warning. The strongest people are often the ones who look the most fragile. Even grief has a rhythm. It teaches you to dance with absence. Not all scars are visible. Some live deep within the heart. Every silence you endure strengthens the voice within. Sometimes the loudest part of love is its echo after it's gone. Even pain can be sacred when it's proof of something once cherished. Your story isn't over. It's still being written between the lines of what you survived. Not all storms destroy. Some cleanse what no longer serves you. Every goodbye leaves you with a choice, to crumble or to rebuild stronger. Sometimes love lingers in places where presence no longer exists. Even shattered hearts keep beating, and that's a miracle in itself. Not all endings are failures. Some are triumphs of self-preservation. Every silence between words holds the weight of what we could not say. Sometimes peace comes not in answers, but in learning to live with questions. Even the heaviest grief eventually teaches you how to breathe again. Your worth is eternal. It does not diminish with rejection. Not all ghosts are frightening. Some are gentle reminders of love. Every scar is a story of survival written on your skin. Sometimes the greatest healing is simply allowing yourself to feel again. Even in endings, beauty lingers like an aftertaste of love. The past may knock, but you choose whether to open the door. Not all silences are empty. Some are filled with strength unspoken. Every goodbye makes space for a new beginning you can't yet see. Sometimes holding on hurts more than letting go. Even broken glass shines brighter under sunlight. Your silence may confuse others, but it will save your soul. Not all losses are tragedies. Some are necessary evolutions. Every wound teaches you a language of resilience. Sometimes grief is just love that has nowhere left to go. Even shadows eventually dissolve when light grows strong enough. Your heart is not weak for breaking. It is brave for loving at all. Not every ending deserves mourning. Some deserve celebration. Every silence teaches you something about yourself you'd never hear otherwise. Sometimes survival is the most extraordinary victory of all. Even brokenness carries its own beauty when embraced fully. Your worth is not conditional. It is infinite and untouchable. Not all storms are punishments. Some are awakenings. Every scar is proof that you fought battles the world never saw.